Strat-O-Matic Excel Carryover League. Brought to you by the Shrimp Troll.
(1973 to 1976). Welcome back, baseball fans, to 1973-76 Carryover League. Today we got Cubs cards, early season best of 7. I'm just going to go right into what's happened. As a matter of fact, I ain't going to go belabor the pregame. It's Cubs cards. The series opens up in St. Louis, and the Cardinals send Bob Gibson against Fergie Jenkins. What a classic matchup. Low-scoring game, sure. In the 4th inning, you get a Mike Phillips 2-run homer. And then you get an RBI double by McBride in the 7th, and Bob Gibson, 4-hitter. Tough day for Fergie, matched up against Gibson. And it's 3-0 Cardinals. The Cubs were swept by the Padres to start the year. They cannot let this continue. They have got to press the reset button soon, or this year will be a disaster. Game 2, it's Rick Russell against John Curtis. Cubs were thinking they'd have their way with the lefty Curtis. They did not. They got an RBI double by Andre Thornton, made it 1-0, but the Cardinals had an RBI double by Joe Torre. The Cardinals added runs with a Ted Simmons double and a 2-run homer by Reggie Smith. We have an Al Hrabowski sighting. We finally have a game the Cardinals are winning where he can close out, as Gibson threw a complete game in Game 1. 2 innings save for Hrabowski, an error and a double play with 4 other outs. Cardinals rip off 2 straight at home. Again, the Cubs' opponents, the Padres and the Cardinals, 2 teams drafting in the top 10. Their schedule will only get much more complicated the rest of the year. And they're 0-5. Let's see what happens when we go to Wrigley Field. Game 3, Jackie Brown for the Cardinals, Doug Rowell for the Cubs. The Cubs get their first win of the year. It's a 7-2 final. Doug Rowell was pretty good. Gave up individual runs in the 5th and 6th inning. Otherwise, 8 innings, 5 hits, and 2 runs allowed. Jackie Brown, the number 4 starter, was not so much for the Cardinals, as the Cubs finally seem to put a lineup together they like. Put a lot of defensive players on the bench, went with their offense, seemed to work. It's a 7-2 win for your Cubs. Now game number 4. Boy, in this one, the winds were blowing all over the place in Wrigley, the Windy City. Bob Forsch, Bill Bonham. And immediately, Bob Forsch is in huge trouble. The Cubbies have finally erupted. Even after getting their win, this is their biggest offense yet. They send 11 men to the plate in the 1st inning. Single, 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 walk, 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 single. They're not actually walks, folks. Believe it or not, that's 3 consecutive hit-by pitches, which, of course, are only rolled on hitters' cards, not pitchers' cards. So that's the amount of luck the Cubs had there. This is 9-2, but the Cardinals have other ideas late. The Cubs can't figure out how to get out of their own way and finish this rout. It's a 9-3 game. They have Ray Burris, Don Hood, and then Bruce Sutter. In the 8th inning, ground ball to shortstop Don Kessinger. He boots it. Ground ball to Kessinger, 1-2 shortstop. Gets up the single. The inning continues. You get a 2-run triple to tie it. And the Cubs, a catastrophe, a disaster. They took a 9-3 win and turned it into a 9-9 game with Bruce Sutter in there, a young Bruce Sutter, a rookie Bruce Sutter, having to pitch 3 innings. No matter, it goes 10 innings. The Cardinals do not score. And the Cubs get a walk, a bunt, and a sac fly, and whoo! And what could could have been a catastrophe for the Cubs' whole season, they managed to come back and win 10-9 after blowing a 9-3 lead. And you can see these Cardinals are fighting, man. The Cardinals don't have a lot of expectation, but if they can ruin the Cubs' season, they'll take it. Which takes us to Game 5. In Wrigley, it's John Curtis versus Fergie Jenkins. And guess what, folks? John Curtis pitches well again, and Fergie Jenkins loses his third game of the year. He's 0-3. Fergie gave up 6 runs in this one. You got a Ted Simmons homer. A Mike Tyson, another triple for him. He had like 9 triples in the year. Big 6th inning. Stealing bases finally. Tommy Harper and Lou Brock. Cubs offense fell asleep against the lefty John Curtis. 3-hitter John Curtis, a solo homer by Carmen Funzone was all the Cubs could do. This is the first road win of the series. And the Cardinals now travel home up 3-2 in the series. And it's not too early to look at the standings. Let's do that. I mean, just to give you an idea, we'll look at schedule too before we play this game. I mean, again, it's very early in the year. Cardinals are 5-5. That's fantastic. They were terrible last year, but your Cubs are 2-6. They're already 4 games behind the Pirates early. But the worst part about the Cubs situation is their schedule. Cubs, Padres, Cardinals. Then after this, you got the Pirates, the Expos. You do get Colorado, which might be a lean opponent, and the Big Red Machine. So, should have taken control over the Padres and Cardinals, and you have not to this point if you're the Cubs. We are in St. Louis for a Game 6. For the Cubs, they will send out Doug Rowell. Nice little addition for them. They kind of flipped out Dodger pitchers. Bert Hooton's gone. Doug Rowell is in as a Dodger. 16-game winner in 76 with a 2.57 ERA. He did win his start in this series, as the Cardinals are better against righties than lefties. But you got Bob Gibson. And Bob Gibson would love... He threw a shutout last time. He'd love to do it again at home in front of the fans to help bury the Cubs, if it's even possible to bury a team this early in the year, but you get the idea. Bob was 12-10 with a 2.77 ERA in 1973. 2 really good pitchers. We expect a low-scoring affair in St. Louis. Let's get started from Busch Stadium in St. Louis. Leading off for your Cubs, it's Jose Cardinal. 35 is a walk. He is an ace stealer. Simmons a +1 arm. They're going to be aggressive and try to steal. He's safe on a 9. Dell Unser, 67, is a lineout. Bill Madlock, 43, first X. Now they juggled their defense. They gave Joe Torre a day off, so they have Reggie Smith at first as a 3-17, but he makes the play. Runner goes to third for Billy Williams, 54. Off the Gibson card. Homer, 1-13. It's a double, and the Cubs have a lead. The Cubs want to make Gibson uncomfortable early, as he just sailed along in the opener of this series. And the Cubs have a lead 1-0. Number 5 hitter Andre Thornton. 2-4 flies to center. Bottom of 1, it's Lou Brock. 45 flies to center. Tommy Harper, 42, flies to right. The top 2 stolen base pair at the top of any lineup in baseball. Even out stealing Mickey Rivers and Jerry Remy, who combined for like 75 and 40 for like 115. You figure Brock's got 118 on his own. Tommy Harper's got 54. That's 172 stolen bases between these two cats. But you can't steal first base. And batting third is Reggie Smith, 45, center. Top of 2, it's Ron Santo, 39. Is a fly ball to center. Tim Hosley, 46, is a walk. Don Kessinger, 35. Homer 1-2, fly ball, and it's a fly ball. 1 with 2 outs. It's Jack Deadblow Hammer, 53, rolls the first. Ted Simmons, 42, flies to center field. Mike Tyson, 63, pitcher X. Brow. E6. Good defensive pitcher. Next to play. And it's Ted Sizemore, 63. Pitcher X again, same result. Okay. We go to the third. It's Jose Cardinal, 39. There's a walk. Stole in the first. They'll try it again. And he's out on 18. Ted Simmons, caught stealing. Good for him. Dell Unser, 44, center X. But in center field, you got Mike Adams out there instead of Bate McBride. But he gets a fly ball B. Big break for the Cardinals. And Bill Madlock, 35, is going to be a base hit. 2-out single for Billy Williams. 37's a strikeout. Bottom of the third. Jim Hart, 2-6. Lines to short. Jim Hart in St. Louis. No, not the quarterback. Designated hitter this one. Ken Reitz, 410. Third X. Santos a 2E22. Makes the play. And with 2 outs. Mike Adams, 1/7 a strikeout. Fantastic start for Doug Rao. 9 up and down. Into the fourth. Andre Thornton, 64. Short X. Sizemore is at short, playing out of position. He's a 4 at shortstop, but he makes the play. Ron Santo, 69, rolls to second base. And Hosley, 1-4. Flies left. Bob Gibson settling in nicely. Recovering from the first. Bottom of the fourth. It's Lou Brock. 36 is a strikeout. Tommy Harper, 2-4. Short. And Reggie Smith, 33. Grounds to third. This is no mirage, but the Cardinals just aren't that great against left-handed pitching. As they knock Fergie and Bill Bonham and Rick Russell around to a certain degree. But Doug Rao, no sir. Into the fifth. It's Kessinger. 4-11. Right X, out in right field. Oh, the outfield defense is pretty poor today with Bate McBride on the bench. Lou Brock's out there. And he misplays that into a double. Jack Deadblow Hammer. 39 is a walk. 2 on for Jose Cardinal. 47 off Gibson's a K. Dell Unser, 112. It's a low max. A line drive, and they get Kessinger leaning off. Or not Kessinger, I guess Funzo leaning off of first. Brohammer, excuse me, leaning off of first. It's a 1-0 game. Bottom of the fifth. Let's pause a moment for station identification.
This is the Shrimp Trawler video channel.
Este es el canal de videos de camaroneros.
Okay. Well, folks, we've never had a perfect game in Strat. Don't expect one today, but we have one presently. And it's Ted Simmons leading off in the fifth. 43 left X. Out in left field, you've got Billy Williams. He's a 3-5 in left field, and that's a 2-base hit. Cardinals get the tie run at second. For number 5 hitter, Mike Tyson. 43 left X. Again, Billy Williams, 3-5. He catches this one. He's 1 for 2 defensively. Ted Sizemore. 2-5, flies to left, and with 2 outs, Jim Hart, 39, is a roller to third. Rao recovers. Into the sixth. It's Bill Madlock. 1-3 flies to right. Billy Williams, 2-6, is a base hit. Andre Thornton, 48, is a K, and with 2 outs, it's Ron Santo, 210. 210, let's take a look at Ron Santo's card. We can call this the last great Ron Santo card of 1973. 600 plate appearances, 29 doubles, 20 homers, and a 267 average. Good defense and range at third base. 210, automatic home run off of Gibson, and the Cubs lead 3-zip. Big moment there for the Cubs in their season. I got to at least force this thing to a game 7, save some face, even if they lose the series. Tim Hosley, 67 is a K. Cubs do have Bruce Sutter, and Don Hood is the lefty, next best pitcher. Ray Burris and Ken Frailing, you're starting to get a little sketchy with the Cub bullpen at that point. Bottom of the sixth, it's Kenny Reitz. 2-7 is a base hit. Number 9 hitter, Mike Adams. 1-7's a K. Back up top to Lou Brock. Lou, 1-6, is going to be a base hit in the center field. Reitz just stays at second. He never had legs, really. First and second, 1 out. and it's Tommy Harper. 68 off Rowell is a walk, and the Cardinals have something happening here in the 6th. The bases are loaded. Doug Rowell's a starter 7. Smith, Simmons, their switch hitters are better against righties. Rowell continues with a 3-0 lead, looking for a double play grounder. Here's the pitch to Reggie Smith. 35, single 1 to 12. He gets a base hit, and the Cardinals are on the board. It's 3-1. Uh-oh, look out, folks. Now I got number 4 hitter, Ted Simmons. Let's take a look at Ted. Ted Simmons, 1975. He hit .332. Our sport right now has some of the best catchers. This is the era of some of the best hitting catchers in Major League Baseball history. Johnny Bench is tearing it up. We have Manny Sanguine's hitting .328. Carlton Fisk is hitting .332. Ted Simmons is hitting .332. There are other contributions elsewhere that I can't think of off the top of my head, but my goodness, folks. Some great hitting performances. Ted Simmons, .332, the highest average of his career. I think he missed the batting title by 1 point. I forget who won it in 75. Oh, I know who won it. And it wasn't by 1 point. It was the guy on the other dugout, Bill Madlock, hitting .354. Bases loaded, 1 out, playing back. Here's the pitch to Ted Simmons. 2 6s, single dot dot, and the Cardinals have tied the game as Rowell collapses in the 6th. Tie game 3-3, up and hold now. Because again, we're not really concerned with Sizemore. Tyson Sizemore and Jim Hart are not exactly scary players, so they'll leave Rowell in there with the infield up. Mike Tyson. 38 is single dot though on the Tyson card, and the Cardinals take a lead. First and second, 1 out. Ted Sizemore, they're playing back. 45 flies to center, and with 2 outs as they bat around, Jim Hart. 62 rolls back to the mound. Well, a bad inning for Rowell could not minimize damage. Loses control of the lead. Cubs need to figure this out on the fly. All their starting pitching has gotten knocked around, including twice by Fergie Jenkins. 4-3 game, top of the 7th. Cardinals, can they finish this thing? Bob Gibson has a lead late. Al Hrabowski is the all-star closer. Defensively, can you make a statement? Yes. Let's get some everybody defensively you should bring in. Clean house defense. All right. It's early to do your defense, but when it's as bad as the... yeah, you get the idea. Mike Adams is going to come in. Babe McBride's going to come in for Mike Adams. Reggie Smith will go out in the outfield. Joe Torre's going to come in for Jim Hart. Play some first base. Mike Phillips is going to come in for Sizemore. Full-scale changes. Lou Brock goes to DH. We got a better first baseman, a better shortstop, better center fielder, better right fielder. 4 positions all got better for the Cardinals. Into the top of the 7th for Gibson. It'll be Don Kessinger. 1-8 grounds are short. Jack Deadblow Hammer. 44 off Gibson is center X. And here's one of our improvements, Babe McBride. A 2E10. It's never too early to change your defense, and he makes the play. There was a 4 out in center, now there's a 2. And with 2 outs, it's Jose Cardinal. 57 to strike out for Gibson. Stretch time here in St. Louis. We are enjoying this really fine mix of Alan Toussaint, artist, producer, songwriter from the Bayou there, with Lee Dorsey, Curly Moore, Aaron Neville, Eldridge Holmes, a whole bunch of collaborations here by Sneaking Sally Through the Alley, Don't Pity Me, Working in the Coal Mine. Let's throw that one on here now. There you go. Great stuff here. Wheel of Fire. It's a multi-disc set. Everything I Do Gonna Be Funky Now. I know that's a classic. Working in the Coal Mine, bottom of the 7th, Doug Rowell. Do you go with him? He had a bad 6th inning. He's still, from the south side, he's still good. You got Reitz, but then you have lefty-lefty. No, they'll leave Rowell in there. It's Ken Reitz. 111 is hit by the pitch. Now you got Babe McBride. Do you drop a bunt down here? Go for insurance run? You'd be bunting Reitz in a scoring position who can't run anyway. So no, I don't want to do that. I'll let Bate McBride swing away. 5-10 is catcher's X. You'll get him the second maybe on a 4-16 catcher. They do, a pass ball. Reitz at second. Back up top to Lou Brock. 56 is second X. Second baseman, Brohammer, 4-12. It's a single dot off of Brohammer's defense, and the Cardinals out a run. And of course, Lou Brock, he's taking off for second base. You know that. And he steals second. With one out, do you attempt to steal third? Love doing this. I believe it's a 13 or 11 with one out. Brock's going to do it. And he steals third base. So you got the run of the third with one out anyway. Love doing that with the AAA stealer. And frankly, if I'm going to get Lou Brock to 118 stolen bases, I mean, I've got to find every opportunity to find some bases to steal. So Brock steals second and third. The infield has to come up for Tommy Harper. God, the Cub bullpen. Rao's about to break anyway. We're going to hook Rao after 6 1/3. He's responsible for the 2-run deficit and the runner at third. Look at Ray Burris. Ray Burris will come in. 73, hit a 291 ERA in 65 innings. The righty-righty matchup, Burris against Tommy Harper here. Infield comes up for Tommy Harper. A bunter. Here's the pitch, Tommy Harper. 58's a strikeout. And with 2 outs, it's Reggie Smith. Can't intentionally walk him. You got Simmons after that. You going to walk them both? Then if you walk Tyson, you walk in a run. Plus Tyson's got more extra bits on his card than Smith and Simmons have. Reggie Smith. 1/8's a walk. You walked him anyway. On the corners with 2 outs now for Ted Simmons. 2-11, a liner to second. It's a 5-3 game. Into the 8th. Gibson isn't going anywhere. He's a starter 8. Cubs need that late rally. They need it. They really do. It's going to be a tough year if they don't get it. It'll be Del Unser on the top of the 8th. 37's a fly ball to center. Bill Matlock in that 354 batting average. He needs to get on base. That's why he hit 354. But 56 is a base hit off Gibson. He gets on. And now Billy Williams is your tie run. No, Billy doesn't hit. Let's look at his card. No, he's not hitting 35, 39 home runs anymore, 42 home runs. He hits 20 in 73, but he's still hitting 288. Nice little card for Billy Williams. He is the tie run. Hall of Famer versus Hall of Famer. Gibson to Williams. Here's the pitch. 2-6. Billy Williams with a base hit in the center. Matlock will hold a third. Cubs got what they wanted. They got a chance now. A tie or a lead with Andre Thornton. Let's look at him. Andre, rookie year in 75. What a fun card. He's a 2 at first base. Great defense. Plenty of power. Plenty of walks. 18 homers and just 372 at-bats to go with 88 walks. A rookie with a good batting eye. Gibson would be on the hook for a loss if he pitches to him, but it's Gibson, so he isn't going anywhere. You got to hit the point of weakness to get Bob out, even with Hrabowski on the team. Here's the pitch to Andre Thornton. 56 off Gibson is the base hit into center field. Billy Williams will not go to third, I don't think. No, he'll hold at second. And that will finish Gibson today as he hits the point of weakness after 7 1/3. Fantastic finish on the way as the Cardinals are going to send Al Hrabowski to the mound. Can you hurt the Cubs this year? Al Hrabowski, 75. The career year of Al Hrabowski, 13-3 with a $1.67 ERA and 97 innings. He's got the tie run at second, lead run at first. He needs 5 outs to do it. And the Cubs will have Ron Santo and then Tim Hosley behind him. Santo homered his last at bat. He's got runners at first and second in a 5-4 game. And here's your pitch to Ron Santo. 37's a base hit to left field. Do you run Billy Williams? Against the Harper arm, you do. It's +3. You're going to run off Tommy Harper's weak arm. And you score on a 4. The Cubs tie it. Andre Thornton goes to third on the throw. The Cubs make their move. Comes very late. Tommy Harper wouldn't have been a Cardinal. He was traded in the offseason to them to team up with Brock for stolen bases. Speaking of outfield throwing arms, nobody but Reggie Smith can throw the baseball. McBride's a +1 in center. Mike Adams on the bench is a +2. Brock's a DH at +1. Harper's a +3. And then there's Reggie Smith. He's in right field. It's a 5-5 tie. Andre Thornton's at third. The infield has to come up. And you have Tim Hosley. Or you could go to a pinch hitter here. I think they're going to go to Carmen Fanzone to pinch hit. Because you know Hrabowski's not going anywhere. Let's take a look at Carmen Fanzone. Wonderful reserve bench utility player for the Cubs. He had a really nice 1973. He hits .273. He also has 6 homers and 150 at-bats. Not known for power the rest of his career, but this particular year, he had plenty of it. And so, with 1 out and the infield up, it'll be Carmen Fanzone versus Al Hrabowski. And here's the pitch. 65 off Hrabowski, second save. The infield was up. Now you have second and third with 2 outs. And it's Don Kessinger. Here's the pitch to Kessinger. 110 is a fly ball to left. The game is tied at 5. You need a catcher. Randy Hundley will come in. Randy Hundley will come in and catch. I think I want to leave, well, you really can't put, you already have Madlock at DH, and Madlock will be coming up next inning, so looks like Fanzone will have to leave. We'll just put the catcher in that same spot, which is Randy Hundley. That'll be the third player in that spot. Hosley, Fanzone, and Hundley. We could take Brohammer out, knowing that a lefty is pitching for the Cardinals now. Put Popovich at second to lead off the next inning. We'll do that. That improves the defense for the Cubs. All right. 5-5 game. The Cubs actually improved their defense and got rid of a left-handed batter that wouldn't face Hrabowski anyway. Now they have to protect the tie with Ray Burris in the bottom of the 8th against Mike Tyson. We'll reserve Suter if the Cubs take a lead or it goes extra innings. So it'll be Ray Burris in the 8th. Here's the pitch to Mike Tyson. 47 is a single. He's a 15 runner. And it's Mike Phillips in for Sizemore. Not a good bunter or hit and run guy. He's just going to have to swing the bat. 34, Mike Phillips. It's a 4-6-3 double play. A huge mistake from Phillips and the Cardinals. The runner's off the bases now. But it's Joe Torre who came in for the DH Jim Hart. 2-8, Joe Torre singles with 2 outs. And now it's number 8 hitter Ken Reitz. 3-6 Ken Reitz, double 108's a double. It's second and third, 2 outs. And here's the problem. Well, it's not a problem anymore. It's a pitching change. Second and third, 2 outs. That'll be the day for Ray Burris. He got 4 outs. Bake McBride is in at the plate. Let's take a look at McBride. He was brought in the 7th for his defense. .335 average for Bake McBride. Crushes righties, just ordinary against lefties. So the Cubs will go to Don Hood. Let's take a look at Don Hood. Don was with Baltimore in 1974 with a .347 ERA. For the lefty-lefty battle. Don Hood in the 8th with the runners on the second and third. Bake McBride, Don Hood, and here's the pitch to Bake McBride. 2-5 is a roller to first. We go to the 9th. As far as the benches go, there are none. All the benches have been used for both squads. So it's Paul Popovich leading off in the ninth for the Cubs. 58, second X. Second baseman is still Mike Tyson at 2/27. He makes the play. All right, back up top to Jose Cardinal. He crushes left-handed pitching. 39, that's a walk. Now you got Del Unser. You could try a stolen base, you could try a one-out hit and run, or you could swing the bat. Cubs, I think I want to try a stolen base. I want to stay aggressive like they were in the first when they scored. Cardinal's going to try a steal. He rolls a 16 and Simmons throws him out. So in this particular game, Ted Simmons, not known for his throwing arm, has just thrown 2 runners out. Par for the course in Strat-O-Matic. 2 caught stealing in a game. That's pretty normal. So Cardinal is thrown out, trying to steal in the ninth, trying to be aggressive, trying to chase a win, not try not to lose. Being aggressive, it didn't work. And now you got Del Unser. And 37 is a strikeout. Bottom of the ninth, Don Hood 5-5. He'll face the lefty, Lou Brock. 33 pops to first. Tommy Harper. 69 is a walk. Double-A stealer. He'll take off against Hundley. Hundley can throw. He's a -2 arm. And he's out stealing on a 16. Now he can throw, and he throws the Double-A stealer out. I believe Tommy Harper and Lou Brock have been thrown out. Every game they've gotten on and attempted a steal, they've probably gotten thrown out every time there's been an opportunity. Now, Brock did get a successful one this game, but he's also been thrown out a couple times in a game. Really frustrating trying to steal bases. 2 outs, and it's Reggie Smith. 57 off Hood's a walk. Now you got Ted Simmons. 1-7 is double 1 of 14, a double, but that won't score the run. It's double ... The ground rule double, you can call it if you feel like it. Hood's a relief 4, starter 5. The batter's Mike Tyson. Let's take a look at this intriguing card. 1976 Mike Tyson hits 286, and that's why he's in the middle of the lineup, because he's got 9 triples and 270 plate appearances, 12 doubles, 3 homers, plenty of extra base hits. Don't need it here. As far as the offense go, he's pretty symmetrical. You're not getting an advantage to go to a righty, unless it's Suter. I mean, do you want to do Suter now? I mean, it's inevitable to win this game. You're going to need Suter, more or less. So they're going to do it. They're going to go Suter here with second and third. That'll be it for Hood. Hood got 3 outs. The final out in the 8th and 2 outs in the 9th. So Bruce Suter's going to come on in the 9th inning. Suter, let's take a look at his card. He's just a rookie here. In 76, he's got a 2.71 ERA. He's outstanding, but he's only had 10 saves. 77 will be that monster year. But Bruce Suter wants to slam the door here. Keep the game going. He's a relief 3, by the way. Mike Tyson. Runners at second and third. 2 outs. Here's the pitch. 47 off of Suter. Single 1-7. And he roll a 15, a line drive, but it's caught by Popovich. Wow, what a game. Some intriguing dice rolls late in this one. All failing. Caught stealings and a line out. Bonus baseball in what suddenly turned out to be a very important game. They're going to max out Al Hrabowski in the 10th and final inning. Del Unser will be the runner at second. And the batter will be Bill Madlock. 412 center C. And before you ask, yes, he's an A bunter, but I'm not bunting 354 hitters. It's against my idea there. No thank you. Billy Williams with a runner at second. Here's the pitch. 67, and Hrabowski strikes him out this time. And with 2 outs is Andre Thornton. 55, struck him out, Al Hrabowski. He does the job in the 10th. His day is now over. Bruce Suter's day will continue. Bottom of the 10th. Mike Tyson made the final out. He's the runner at second base. Now the Cardinals, the home team, they can do that bunt approach. But you got the same scenario you had earlier with Mike Phillips. Not a good bunter. I certainly don't like having a failed bunt cut down a runner at third base. Not a fan of that. So Mike Phillips, the Cardinals are going to hack their way into this. It's Phillips, Torrey, Reitz, McBride in the bottom of the 10th. And here's the pitch to Mike Phillips. 2-4. Let's take a look at the Mike Phillips card. 2-4 for Phillips. A 240 hitter for the Giants. Eventually the Cardinals. That's double 108. That's an RBI hit. And that will win the game. Walking it off in the bottom of the 10th. Making the pain even more worse for the Cubs. It's a 6-5 win for the Cardinals in 10 innings. A tough, brutal loss. Hrabowski gets the win. We'll go right to the box in this one and score it. My goodness. Al Hrabowski does get the victory. He came on in the 8th to face Ron Santo. Gave up a couple singles, which led to runs allowed to Gibson. Then after that, a walk and 3 strikeouts. So 2 hits, a walk and 3 strikeouts. And a victory. Gibson gets a no decision. 7 hits, 5 runs. 1 in the first, 2 in the 6th, and those 2 runs that inherited runners score. 4 walks, 5 strikeouts. Suter takes the loss. He got the final out in the 9th. But you give up the 1 hit and the ghost runner scores. Don Hood give up a hit and 2 walks. And Ray Burris, oh boy. You give up 2 hits. 2 hits, a walk, and a K. The runs are all charged to Rao early. So Rao in 6 1/3 gave up 8 hits and 5 runs. The 4-run 6 that run is charged to him in the 7th. 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. 10010 0109 612 59 612 59 5854. How about the Cardinals? Nice little start for your St. Louis Cardinals. We mentioned this, that the odds are really stacked against the Cardinals in this timeline. There's not a lot they can do except ask to be put in another division, really. But phooey on that. Let's just take each rival down one at a time. We'll start with the Cubs. We'll battle the Pirates. We'll battle the Reds and see how it goes. A 4-2 series victory. Your St. Louis Cardinals are 6-5. They're hitting 273. They have a 272 earned run average. Al Hrabowski, interesting. He's 1 win, 1 loss, and 1 save, but he hasn't given up any earned runs. It was an unearned run led to his defeat in one of the games, in that extra inning game. That's right. John Curtis is 3-0. Didn't expect him to be the leader on this team. 3 runs allowed in 23 innings pitched. Power's not there for the Cardinals. Batting average? Sure. You got Simmons and... Teb Simmons is 16 for 44. McBride is 16 for 35. Stolen bases? Yeah, Brock does have 9. So Lou Brock has 9 stolen bases in 11 games. He could get to a theoretical 118 ratio. Tommy Harper has 6 stolen bases. Let's look at the Cubs. This one hurt. This one really hurt the Cubs. It's early, but they're 2-7. They got to start digging. They got to get out of the mess. They got to get to 500, and then they got to figure out how to get a wild card or figure out how to slip into the playoffs after a disastrous start. 2-7. You're hitting 229 with a 4.85 ERA. You are what your record says you are. Fergie Jenkins, not happening. And maybe, just maybe, they should have let that card go to the Texas Rangers. They said, no, he's Fergie. We're not making the trade. They held on to him, and he's getting knocked around. That Fergie Jenkins should be pitching for the Texas Rangers right now, and he's not. 0-3, 12 runs in 25 innings. By the way, no saves at all for the Cubs. None. Suter's given up 2 runs in 4 innings. Power, you got a couple homers in there. Jose Cardinal from the leadoff spot. He's 12 for 35. He's having a nice start. Madlock is just 11 for 39. It's not awful, but when you hit 354, you want more than a 282 average for Bill Madlock. 70 points below his projection. And then when we look at it now, there it is. Cardinals and Pirates have winning records. Reds still have to play an interleague battle. But your Cubs are 4.5 out already. But it's really the story of the Cardinals. Break up the St. Louis Cardinals. They have a winning record 2 series in. They played the Dodgers, who have a winning record. And they've played the Cubs, who were in the playoffs a year ago. So it hasn't been easy for the Cardinals to get this far, but they've gotten this far. And they win the series 4-2. Thanks for checking this out. We'll see you next time.